What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Owe, and today I got a movie review for you all today. Of course, I got my co-host Dustin with me, and the first movie review from us in 2023 is going to be a movie that was just recent released in 2022. And that movie is The Menu, directed by Mark Mylod, starring Ralph Fiennes, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Nicholas Holt. Yeah, this movie came out late 2022. It was that damn good that me and Chef Dustin, as I would call him, are going to go ahead and review it. So I'll just go ahead and give the reins to Dustin, who is a chef by trade. Dustin, what did you think about this movie? Did you like it?
Yeah, that is my day job. I am an executive chef here. When I heard about the menu, I thought it was going to be some kitchen movie again about some chef and trying to create amazing things and food. And I'm like, that's what I do for a living. So I don't need to watch a movie that I do for a living. As far as the movie goes, I was really surprised how dark it was. Like I said, I had expectations, and those expectations went the other way, and but in a good way. I love this movie how it presented it like a 9 course meal, just as in a restaurant. You know, they go to this fancy schmancy bougie restaurant, which we all know exists in the world, and the guests that come in to those restaurants are exactly like the guests that you saw in the movie. For me, I've dealt with guests like that before. They're just a pain in the ass, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the whole
Uh,
premise of the movie is a bunch of prestigious guests, get invited to this elite chef's island, which is the elite chef is a celebrity chef, kind of in the vein of like Gordon Ramsay, if he was like a more methodical psychopath. And that's
mhm.
Julian Slowik, played by Ralph Fiennes. And he was captivating to watch. I loved his back and forth and his chemistry with Anya Taylor Joy, who's kind of the outsider in the movie. She's kind of brought in as a date by Tyler, who is Nicholas Holt's character, and
Mm.
she's not into all this, and you're kind of trying to figure out all these characters and who are they and why they're
Mm.
here. And as the movie progresses, you slowly learn about all these guests and how they're all kind of shady, and they're all brought on this island restaurant for a reason by Julian Slowik. Well, we'll just get into spoilers, full on spoilers for the menu. So if you have not watched the movie, we're going to be talking about the plot and things that happen with major spoilers. So let's just get right into it because me and
Mm.
Dustin both enjoyed the movie. But go ahead, Dustin. What else you want to talk about, the plot or the actors? What you like about this movie?
I liked almost everything. I mean, again, I watched the movie, not knowing what the full story was. I saw one preview throughout of last year, so I just ended up watching it because I heard great reviews of it, and then I realized what the movie was all about when the sous chef just took a gun to his head and just blew his brains out. I was like, oh shit, this is what it's all about. So that definitely set the tone for me when I saw it. Anya Taylor Joy, I loved her character, just being this person who doesn't really care about all this prestige and bouginess that comes with this restaurant, this sort of culture, this food culture that's out there. For us chefs, you know, we call it the tweezer culture, which you saw a lot of in the movie. So you pull out the tweezers and you just got put little dots in there and everything. You know, for people who are not in kitchens, I like you probably don't understand the whole yes chef thing and how they just say like an army, yes sir, yes chef. That's how it is. But in the menu, they take it to a whole nother level. And you saw that like they're ready to die for this guy.
Yeah, he had like a
So
cult like following. His chefs were ready to kill and die for Julian Slowik, which I kind of
yeah,
like was questioning that. I wish they would have delved a little deeper into like how he has such a aura about him that his chefs will follow him to the very end. But like you just explaining that being a chef,
yeah,
I mean, I've been in the food industry too. I've been a server, I've been a bartender, but you've been a chef, so you've had to
yeah.
deal with a ragtag crew of sous chefs and cooks and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I mean honestly, that's how we're brought up. So I've been in that all my life, and so even as a cook now, all the way up to being the head guy, it's you have to say yes, chef, as a means of respect. This is a different take. You can definitely see the elevation of loyalty to this guy. I guess the only gripe I have with this movie was that, and he pointed it out too, as part of the dialogue, is that he can't believe that nobody tried to storm the kitchen and try to do something about it. I mean, he clearly blatantly said to all of them that they're gonna die tonight, and they all just sat there and almost like took it. They said, okay, fine. I did not understand that. I wish there had to be some sort of coup de grace, I guess, towards the kitchen
Well,
and,
the whole
and go
movie
for it.
is a build up to all this happening. Like I had the same gripe. I wish there would have been a few more deaths until the very end. Like everyone dies at the end, but there's only a few deaths in between. The first death and the last in the movie. Everything
Mhm.
else is pretty much like a dark comedy and a thriller, and just a interesting story back and forth between characters. But yeah, I really wish they would have went a little deeper with the deaths and horror aspect of the
Yeah.
movie to show to prove your point. Why didn't any of these guests try harder to escape? But my guess would be that by the end of it, they were just all morally defeated. And since Julian Slowick,
Mhm.
did this as this is his magnum opus, his masterpiece of a menu that maybe by the end of it, his guests were supposed to just accept their fate by the end of it all. That would be my interpretation of why they didn't fight back that much.
There's a dark theme with when you go to these bougie restaurants with these bougie type guests. Um, get like guests that usually go to these type of restaurants accept what the chef gives them and what all the cooks give them. So really, in that food culture, you're supposed to go into that just like Tyler. What was his name? The actor that played
Nicholas
Tyler.
Holt plays
Yeah,
Tyler,
his
who's
that actor and his character Tyler. That's a near perfect example of what most guests are. They come in there and the food could taste like shit, to be honest. And you all really realistically, it's all overpriced, but you're just so engulfed in that culture that you're just going to take whatever the chef gives you, and they just come out with courses. That's all you do. You go in there and you pay ridiculous amount of money for a course dinner, and they give you that. And the menu takes that culture and that acceptance of what the chef gives you and elevates it to the point of death, right? What was it, like almost 20 guests in there, 15?
yeah, there was
um
at least maybe over a
yeah,
dozen, and yeah, you
and
had
nobody
like
tried to save their lives and just at least fight for it. That
they
was the
tried
only
to.
gripe I
There were
had with
a
it.
few sequences where they tried to make a run for it, which were kind of like comedic takes on it. Like, but yeah, no one really tried hard enough. Like there was like yeah, John Leguizamo,
Mhm.
the washed up actor. He was probably one of my favorites. It's kind of messed up why he's on the island.
It is.
The
I
chef
felt
just
bad
had
for
one
him.
day off and went to go watch his movie, and he discovered that John Leguizamo is over his craft and kind of just phoned in his performance and whatever shitty movie he got to watch on his day off. So that's he held some resentment against John Leguizamo. So
Yeah.
I mean, most of the people in this movie didn't deserve to die, but they were shady people and wronged Chef Slowick in some sort of way. Why?
Yeah.
Which is why he was including certain people in his deadly menu.
I
So
would have I would have liked some sort of like cutscene, even if it's a smallest cutscene per each character on
like a
why.
flashback.
Yeah, a little flashback,
Eh.
anything just for that, because maybe with those cutbacks or flashbacks, you might actually be on Chef's side. You're like, yeah, these guys, you need to kill these guys. These guys are assholes. So that
But
would have been nice for me, or just a visual.
I liked how we weren't really on the chef's side, and we're not supposed to be. This guy is a monster. He's an evil asshole, but there is an aura about him because it's Ralph Fiennes and he's giving such a good performance. But I wouldn't have liked the flashback. I like the nuances and the all the subtleness of the movie and the way we learn about these characters as the movie progresses. You don't need to learn that much. You just know you got to learn enough to through the interactions and conversations to be like, okay, this is why the chef hates him. But I honestly loved how they approached this movie. I mean, it
Mm.
majority of the movie takes place in one setting. The movie plays out kind of like a stage play
Yeah.
because it's a bunch of characters all in one room for being in one location for the majority of the time. I thought, I was never bored and it played really good in my opinion.
I tried being on the chef side, especially with two debts. Nobody likes a critic. Nobody likes food critics. Period. We all hate them.
Yeah, you
And
had the girl and her
and her
husband
little
or
assistant, yeah,
boyfriend or
or her
something.
little her little assistant going on
Yeah,
there.
you had
Um,
them.
yeah, my favorite death though throughout the movie was Tyler.
I love Nicholas Holt's character and how he played Tyler because the movie is like it has like a satirical take on comedy with the whole food culture, and Tyler is the example of all that.
He is the guest that we all hate. He's the guest that thinks he knows what's going on. He's the guest that has, hundreds of dollars of pots and pans in his kitchen, watches every single food show out there, follows Gordon Ramsay and all these
But before you could
celebrity
eat
chefs
your
everywhere.
meal, he's the asshole who takes his cell phone out and takes pictures of
Yeah.
all the food before everyone could eat. He's that
And
asshole.
he's and I'll take a step further. He takes not only does he take a photo, but he'll explain to the whole table, oh, this was made this way, and this is probably made this way, and this is called a this, and this is called a that. And he's the one that servers hate because he'll go to servers like, did the chef do it this way? Did the chef do it that way? Was this prepared this way? That's the guy we all just want to go out there and slap around. So I love the scene where Chef Slovic actually took him into the kitchen, gave him a little chef coat, and made him cook, and absolutely humiliated him, and letting him realize that you just don't know shit. You watch all these things, you read about all these things, and you think you know what goes on back in the real kitchen, and you just don't.
Yeah,
So for
he
me, that was satisfying. I was so satisfied to watch this guy just kill himself.
Yeah, Tyler, the whole time, you really think he's just a normal dude, but as the movie progresses, you learn that he's kind of a psychopath himself. He's
Mm-hmm.
obsessed with the chef, he's obsessed with food culture. You learn that Margot, who is Anya Taylor Joy's character, he hired her. She's a working woman, she's a high escort. And so
Mm-hmm.
he hired her knowing that the chef was going to kill everybody. That's why the chef is so intrigued with Margot, Anya Taylor Joy's character, because she's not supposed to be here. He's a scumbag, and
Yeah.
his demise was the chef humiliating him
Mm-hmm.
and forcing Tyler to, take his own life because he's that much of a psychopath that if he can't please the chef, there's no reason for living. So that's how Tyler goes out. So yeah, his character. I like the way Nicholas Holt really played him. He was good. But on the Anya Taylor Joy, who is the main character, I mean, yeah, her and Ralph Fiennes great chemistry. Like we said earlier, she's the outsider in all this because she wasn't supposed to be on this island. Their interactions were some of the best parts of the movie. That's why by the end of it all, when the chef is about to, complete his grand course and kill everybody, Margot Robbie, or not Margot Robbie, Margot's character who
Mm-hmm.
discovers his, his true passion when she stumbles upon his secret room and sees, like, the one picture of him happy as a young chef cooking a burger. I like the way the whole ending played out with her, being that female escort, so she knows how to play men and just being observant, and how she uses that photograph to kind of play to the chef and
Mm-hmm.
his emotions and his past. I liked all that, and plus, if you walk away at the end of this movie and you're not hungry for a cheeseburger, man.
Yeah. That was really well written. Seeing the photo of Chef Slovic, just biggest smile on his face, just when he's holding up a burger. That's very true in a lot of chef lives. Is that we had a very happy life early on, just cooking simple things and everything, especially early in our career. And then as the career progresses and you've been through so much shit and everything, it is become sort of just we've been through everything, we've cooked everything, we know pretty much all the guests and how they want it. That it is, for her, she said it was he cooks out of obsession. Definitely known people that have done that where they just don't know how to stop anymore. They just cook out of being obsessed. So it was great to see her understand that that's where his passion really lies, when he was just making something simple and making people happy, and she was able to get that out of him. I was really happy the way he cooked that burger. I'm so sick of watching people doing burgers on TikTok and social media with all this crap on it. I mean, there that is a original American style cheeseburger. He put that straight on the grill. He didn't put like loads of butter on it and whatever crap people put on now. That is just a traditional way of doing it. American cheese is the American, that is a cheeseburger. It was perfect. It was a perfect looking cheeseburger, and it probably tastes delicious.
It was a tasty looking burger, but
Yeah.
I love the ending and how she did play into him, and how and everyone ended up dying at the very end. I mean, I'll never look at S'mores the same way again. The way he killed everyone after Margot was able to leave the island, she packed up that burger to go. And he continued on with his last grand course of the menu, which was turning everyone into s'mores, including himself, and killing everyone in that restaurant, including his kitchen staff, for a grand finale of an ending. So yeah, I really love the menu and the way things played out. Like I said, my only flaws would be I wish it would have played a little bit more towards the horror aspect. We got to see maybe a little bit more deaths, a little bit more gruesome, intricate ways regarding
Mhm.
food and stuff that killed more people. But overall, I thought this was a rich, unique story. I love the cinematography and the music. Acting was phenomenal. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. So let's just get into ratings here. I'll go first. I enjoyed it a lot, even though it's not, a movie that was made in 2023. It's the best movie I've seen in 2023 so far. So I'm
Mm.
gonna go ahead and rate the menu a 4 out of 5. Dustin, what do you got?
I got 4.5 out of 5. What was your
Ooh,
perspective on a 4? Just
what's
just overall, overall movie. That's that what you're looking for your 4?
no? I enjoyed a lot, like everything
Mhm.
about it. It's not a perfect movie by any means, and for
Yeah.
me to even get it close to that 4.5, I would have liked to see more suspense, more thrillers. It's more of a satirical, dark comedy with a little bit of horror aspects to it. I would have liked to for them to lean a little bit more towards the horror part. That's what I
Yeah.
want. That's what the psycho in me wanted. I want to see more deaths. But yeah, that's why it's just at a flat 4 out of 5. But you being
I
a chef and being in the business, I could see why that point 0.5 was added to your 4. I
that
get it.
point that extra point 5 was because deep down in all chefs' heads, we want to do that because there's just some nights where guests will come in and just piss us the hell off, and we're like, this is one of those nights, and he got away with it. So
All right, everyone. That's our review of the menu. Post down in the comment section below of what you thought of the menu. What would you rate it? I want to thank my co host, Chef Dustin. Thank you, Chef, for joining me today on this
mm,
review. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well, ring that notification bell. We'll see you all next time.
I love you all.
There you go. You heard the chef say it. See you.